Hey guys, what's up? It's the Annotator. I apologize in advance, my voice is a little rough today, but let's talk about Gravity. It's one of the most acclaimed movies of 2013. It received 10 Oscar nominations, it won 7 awards. And this movie is really a showcase for its director and cinematographer tandem, Alfonso Cuarón and Emmanuel Lubezki. They're two of the best artists working in their fields today. They've worked on every one of Cuarón's films together except for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a great movie. And here on all of the technical levels, this movie is awesome. They blow it out of the park. But holy shit, the writing is awful. And in fact, because the production elements are so breathtaking, the writing isn't just awful, it's offensive and ruinous. I'm going to get into the specifics in a second, but first let's understand what the writing destroyed, in my opinion, so that you can be as angry about it as I am. Cuarón's films are often incredibly personal and intimate, spatially and thematically, and Lubezki is probably the best in the world at capturing that type of story photographically. Lubezki usually places his camera beneath the shoulder line of the actors with a slight up angle. He uses a lot of natural light, and his movements with the camera feel very emotional and in the moment and fluid. His camera work is about making us feel like we're in the film as opposed to being observers. In Gravity, Lubezki's wide lens and Cuarón's vision for what and where we see makes for a tense, visceral experience that I'm not really sure any other tandem could have pulled off quite as well. The film opens with a 15-minute one-shot sequence that allows us to settle into the circumstances. And once things go to shit for the characters, the camera moves with them as they're thrown around and we legitimately feel their stress. It's an amazing opening sequence. And then, when the film has to fill out another 70 minutes of runtime, and when the characters have to inform their own backstories through dialogue to one another, we're reminded, as if clocked by a blunt instrument, that this is an all-caps Hollywood production and it's chasing Oscars with melodrama. Let's check the definition of melodrama. Melodrama is a dramatic form that exaggerates emotion at the expense of characterization. Now, characterization is a character's depth and personality relative to their importance in a story. This movie is built around Sandra Bullock's character Ryan. Through all the action of the epic first sequence, we learn that Clooney's character Matt is resolute, calm, witty, and personable. What we learn of Ryan's character is that she's grouchy. Everything we learn about Ryan is through expository monologues, which uniformly try to wrench as much pity for her out of the most pretentious sentences imaginable. Here's the worst example. She says, "Nobody will mourn for me. No one will pray for my soul. Will you mourn for me? Will you say a prayer for me? Is it too late? I mean, I'd say one for myself, but I've never prayed in my life. Nobody ever taught me how. Nobody ever taught me how." Screenwriting doesn't get worse than that. It's self-serious, it's faux existential, and without any story or character progress. It's insultingly stupid. But the insulting stupidity is not confined to the dialogue. It rears its hairy head in a pivotal scene where Ryan's survival, and thus the film's continuance, is in the balance. She's stranded without fuel or hope, and all of a sudden she hallucinates a character's arrival, and this character saves her life by suggesting Ryan uses something she admits she's never learned about and thus wouldn't have been able to conjure from her own subconscious. In other words, left to her own experience and knowledge, she would have died, but the movie wasn't over yet. So enter an interaction that has no logical reason to exist. Now I'll post a link to that scene in the description below so that you guys can form your own opinion. And if you do watch that and you want to voice your opinion on that scene, or if you agree with me, disagree, then post a comment in the comment section. Gravity won 7 Oscars: director, cinematography, film editing, score, sound mixing and editing, and visual effects. All deserved. And just to note, it wasn't nominated for Best Screenplay. Thank God. Final thoughts. Gravity is a movie whose substance is wiped away by bad writing, simply put. Of course, nobody taught her how to pray. Of course, she actually says that aloud. Of course, she hallucinates the so convenient it must be Hollywood return of a colleague whose suggestion saves her life and enables the film to continue. I'm giving this film a 4 out of 10 for obvious reasons. And that's it. Like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you hated Gravity as much as I did, or let me know if you disagree, if you love the movie and you want to share your opinion about that or start an argument. I'm always up for those. post in the comment section. Let me know if you hated my opinion about the movie. Let me know if you hate me. All comments are welcomed and appreciated, and I will respond to everything that gets posted in the comment section, so don't be afraid to comment.